Good afternoon, traders. It is Wednesday, December 16th, 2014. The U.S. stock market is closed. Today, the day started out very nicely, and I was initially very pleased. I had said yesterday I thought the Dow was going to go up. You know, it looked to me like it had pretty much bottomed out here, and with the close above the red line, I thought it was going to fly today, and it started out that way. You know, for the first couple hours we had a huge rally here. It actually went, I think, from close to negative 100 points down here to positive over 200 points. And at this point up here, we had open trade equity of over $10,000 positive. Well, you can see what happened here. It failed up here. It really fell apart and ended up closing down 111 points. And this really, this tore us apart. Everything, what we have here, is another sucker rally, and this is the problem. You can remember back here we had this. This was only 4 days ago. We had this. We gets us into a bunch of positions, and then we just get killed in this. And this looks like it set us up for the same kind of thing. We got into 9 positions on this rally here. And at one point up here, I mean, we were positive in everything. Maybe one loser. That was it. I mean, it looked great. And then it turns around and does this, and as a result, we're holding 9 positions, and 8 are negative. We're holding negative over $8,000 in open trade equity. And this also dumped, pretty much took care of what we had. We ended up closing out negative 2,600. Well, negative 2,600 and close out is no big deal, but I'm looking at this pattern, and this is absolutely horrible. A couple things here. This thing on the close came down and again penetrated my first red line. This is where I figured there's support. If there's going to be support, it's got to come in here. It actually got through the second red line. There's only 2 red lines below that. And to my way of thinking, it gets down, it goes through those 2 lines below what we're showing here. Next support isn't until 16,000. I mean, another 1,000 points down. And that's just really, really going to be very hard on the market and everybody else. So I admit I'm very pessimistic about this now. I just don't see. I mean, we're just getting killed in these patterns. And when you look at this, it began to understand why we were having so much trouble when the Dow was making new all-time highs. Every time we'd make a high, sellers would come in and they would take profits and short it. And this is probably, the smart money, and the smart money is making money now. Because that was the place to sell the market. And now things really look grim. I can show you a couple trades. There's not. Well, I'll show you. I'm going to show you the worst. Let's get that out of the way. This is InvenSense. This is today, and you can see that the stock mirrors the Dow. It actually opened lower, but rallied. It gets way up here, and look at this. Absolutely, the high tick of the day. We get tagged. We get in, and then it mirrors the Dow. Dow again. Sells off, and we're holding negative $3,000 in that right now, but we're still holding, so we don't know what's going to happen. terrible trade. And the thing is, we had no less than 8 other positions basically doing the same thing. I mean, not quite as bad as this in terms of the money lost, or but still doing the same thing. I will show you, we had one good trade. 9 trades we got into, we got one that was good. And don't ask me why it's doing this, because it's completely just totally opposite of everything else. This is an MEG, Media General. We bought this yesterday on this gap up. It closed, we closed with about $500 positive on the close, and today it moves up, and it moves up very steadily. It's just totally ignoring the rest of the market. We got out of this with close to $3,000 profit right here, and then the darn thing starts rallying again, and we get in on the re-entry, and it still keeps going, and we're actually holding about $2,500, about $1,500 positive open trade equity on this, and the thing closes near its high. Completely opposite of everything else, but keep in mind, we had 9 positions, 8 of them are negative. This is the only positive position out of those 9 positions. So that's not very encouraging. Anyway, very, very difficult day. I am very pessimistic about what's going to happen to the Dow right now, and I would say there's a good chance we're not going to see a Santa Claus rally this year. Anyway, that's the way it went. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday.